So we learn how to deal with hard times, distress, difficulty and anxiety and sorrow from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this hadith is narrated by Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. Anyone who's afflicted with distress, grief, and says this dua, and says this supplication, this dua, if you say it, Allah will replace your distress, your grief, your anxiety, your sorrow with joy. He will replace every hardship with joy. But you say this dua, this beautiful supplication. Then he was asked, the Prophet ﷺ, he was asked about this hadith, this dua. O Messenger of Allah, should we learn it? Then the Prophet ﷺ, he said, of course, you learn it. Anyone who hears it should learn it. So if you're listening and watching now, you should learn this beautiful dua and supplication from the Prophet ﷺ. So what is this dua? Let's reflect upon this beautiful dua. It says, Allahumma inni abiduk. Oh Allah, I am your servant. So you're admitting, you're acknowledging that you are the servant of Allah. That you are the creation of Allah, and Allah has the power, and He is the Almighty. He has the control over everything in this universe. So you're admitting that you're a servant. Not just that. Oh Allah, I am your servant. Allahumma inni abiduk. And son of your servant. Not just you who is the servant. Your father also is the servant. Not just your father, وَابْنُ أَمَتِكَ, and my mom also your servant. Which means we're all the slaves and the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You created us to worship Him. He's given us signs and miracles, lessons every now and then to learn and get back to Him. Oh Allah, I am your servant, son of your servant. My mom is your servant. My dad is your servant. Everyone is your servant. Allahumma inni abiduk wa ibnu abidik. Nasiyati biyadik. Nasiyati biyadik. My forehead is in your hand. Like everything is in your hand. I am weak. I admit that I am in need to you. رب إني لما أنزلت إلي من خير فقير. Oh Allah, I am in need to any goodness you give to me. I am in need to any relief. I am in need to anything that you would bless me with. Ya ayyuhan nas, O people, you are the poor to Allah. You are in need to Allah. أنتم الفقراء إلى الله. But Allah Himself is the only one who's not in need to anyone. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Say, He is Allah the One. Allahu Samad. لَمْ يَلِدْ وَلَمْ يُولَدْ. إِنِّي عَبْدُكَ. In this beautiful dua you say, Oh Allah, I am your servant, son of your servant. My mom is your servant. My forehead is in your hand. نَاصِيَتِي بِيَدِكَ. مَاضٍ فِيَ حُكْمُكَ. Your decision, your decree will be executed upon me. عَدِلٌ فِيَ قَضَاؤُكَ. And your decision is fair and just. Like here, we didn't even say the dua yet. This is just, you're praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're trying to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You say, Oh Allah, I am your servant. You have control over everything. I am here to ask you, oh Allah, forgive me and make it easy for me. And the last portion of this praising to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you say, عَدِلٌ فِيَّ قَضَاؤُكَ. Your decision is fair. Your decision is just. Like whatever you afflict me with, that's good. It's gonna be fair. Everything for a Muslim, everything for the believer is good. ما يصيب المؤمن المسلمة من هم ولا نصب. Anything that would afflict you, sorrow, grief, and anxiety, anything, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will wipe out your past sins because of that. Even if you're pricked by a thorn, عدل في قضاءك. You know what? If you stop there in عدل في قضاءك, your decision, your decree is fair and just, you don't need even to say the dua. Because you believe that Allah had the decree and had the decision and had the control over everything, and His decision and decree is fair. Of course. عدل في قضاءك. أسألك. Hear the dua. أسألك بكل اسم هو لك. I ask you through every name you have, through the names of Allah, the beautiful names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. He has names, beautiful names. So ask Him through it. You ask Him, oh Allah, I ask you through your names, beautiful names. بكل اسم, through every name you have. هو لك. سميت به نفسك, you named yourself with. أو أنزلته في كتابك, or you reveal it in your book. We have names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the book of Allah, in the Quran. أو علمته أحدا من خلق, or you taught any of your servant about it, or you taught it to any of your servant, to the prophets, the messengers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught them the names. We learned the names of Allah, many names from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك, or the names that you did not let anyone know about it, and it is in the unseen. You're the only one who knows about it. أن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا. That you make the Quran the life, ونور صدورنا, the life and the light of our hearts. That beautiful dua that you say everything, and you come to the dua, you say, oh Allah, make the Quran the light and the life of our hearts and our breasts. Which means you turn your face to the Quran. Go to the Quran. Learn the Quran. Read the Quran. Extract lessons and rulings from the Quran. وَنُورَ صُدُورِنَا وَجِلَاءَ هُمُومِنَا وَأَحْزَانِنَا. Oh Allah, make the Quran the reason for the removal of our sorrow and grief and sadness and anxiety. No one says this dua except Allah will replace his anxiety and grief with joy. And the Prophet ﷺ was asked about it. Should we learn? He said, of course. Anyone who hears it, you should learn it. My brothers and sisters in Islam, as a Muslim, I'm a positive man, positive woman, positive kid, positive young man, and positive old man. I look at things differently. Everything for a believer is good. How wonderful in the affairs of the believer. For everything happens to him is good. If he's afflicted with something, he's patient. And if anything good happens to him, he's thankful, grateful. He doesn't want anything else. He knows that everything is in the hands of Allah. He knows that Allah has the control over everything. So he becomes relaxed and he becomes happier with the decision of Allah.